I know. What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. It is the Spaghetti Western Jamboree, where what do? We talk about spaghetti westerns, of course. Tonight, we are talking about 1972's Ben and Charlie. Now, the original title for this was, hold on a second, I got to look this up because there's no way in the world I could possibly remember this. The original title for this is, this is the English translation. Friend, stay at least a palm's width away from me. Now, of course, that doesn't roll off the tongue or fit on a poster. Yeah, amigo, stammi lontano, almeno un palmo. Yeah, I guess that's maybe like a Italian expression. It doesn't quite play so well in English. But anyway, this is a really cool movie. I think it's very underrated. You don't find it in a lot of top 20s. It's one of my top 20 spaghettis for sure. This is what's known as what you would call a post-TRINITY spaghetti. When the Trinity movies came out, they really kind of created a trend where the spaghettis were moving in the direction of comedies. However, this is not really a Trinity movie because the Trinity movies are comedies, right? They're all about the laughs, all about the lulls, right? It's all about Terrence Hill bitch slapping motherfuckers and Bud Spencer just fucking, basically pounding motherfuckers into the ground like they were fucking tent pegs. This is different. Ben and Charlie is more of a serio-comic Western. And when you watch it through that lens, you'll kind of, I don't know, it makes a lot more sense because the inspiration for this movie was actually not the Trinity movies. It was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And this movie also originally had a very different ending. And I'm going to get into some of that because it's actually really interesting. But yeah, it stars, of course, the great Giuliano Gemma, but also somebody that we haven't talked about on the stream yet, my boy, Luigi Montefiore, a.k.a. George Eastman. George Eastman was about 7 feet tall. He was a big motherfucker. And You know, whereas Bud Spencer was just kind of wide. Montefiore was just like really, really tall. But he was also a screenwriter, and he wrote the screenplay for this. He wrote the screenplay for a bunch of movies. Keoma actually was originally his idea. Although, of course, with that, he didn't have a finished script. Nobody had a finished script. They shot that movie without a finished script. But anyway, enough of my yakking. I'm getting down the fucking ADD rabbit hole of spaghetti western trivia. Let me bring on my boy, Matt. What's going on?
What's up, man? Just
nice shirt.
Oh, thanks, man. Little Odin action. Yeah, man. Just working on a piece right now. Just working all the time, as much as possible.
Working.
Yeah.
Doing the one thing that Ben and Charlie do everything in the world to avoid doing.
Right. I love the fights in this movie, man. Very, very, what is it? Cartoonish,
Yes.
As you were saying, also very like Three Stooges, almost borderline, But that's
yeah.
Same thing with Trinity and whatnot. So.
Right, but. This is like Trinity movies are comic. This is like serio-comic because shit gets real.
Yeah, most def.
Right? Shit gets very, very real in this. And then we got Pops. What's going on, Pops?
What's up? Put that art back up there so Sarah can look at it a little more. Put Matt back up there so she can see that art.
That's
wow.
Sexy
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sarah.
That's his dude right there, man. That's Matt's stuff.
Yeah, boy.
That's coming out hopefully next year. That's my Hellbinger right there. Hopefully the book will come out this year.
One of these days.
It'll come out eventually.
Yeah.
Our fans appreciate the art, Our fans appreciate the art, no doubt.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Now, some of you know that we now played the movie on pilled.net on Thursday night in the old slot. Well, 7 o'clock, a little earlier in the evening. But on Thursday night, we play the movie, and people would comment in the chat, and we have a good old time. And, sometimes you have to listen to me say little snide comments on the side, but that's just part of a watch party. Now, you guys are welcome to come join me when we watch the movies Thursday at 7, before Brian comes out here on Sunday night and talks about it. Okay, Brian comes out there sometimes. You'll see him pop in the chat. It's fun. Okay, the watch parties are fun. Levi joins me usually. We have a good time. But anybody else that wants to come out, watch the movie before this show, so that when you're commenting and you're hearing the comments in the show, you know what the hell they're talking about, right? Okay, so that's one of the network things we do. We're all over the place right now. This show is on Pilled, so.
Yes, it is.
People to be popping in over there and saying, "What up?" real soon.
Yep. And everybody that's watching us on Pilled, everybody that's watching us on the Twitters, on the Facebooks, on the wherever you're watching us, thank you very much. We really do appreciate you. That's for real. And if it's not a bother, click that like button, smash the subscribe, ring a ding ding dong the bell for notifications. Because what can I say? We're gonna be talking about some spaghettis tonight. And one of the things that I always try to do also is make sure that whatever movie it is that we're talking about, that you can stream it for free. That way, if you've never heard of this movie before and we're showing clips from it or pictures and we're talking about it and you think to yourself, damn, I need to check that out, you don't have to look for it. The link is right down below in the description. Click on that and it'll take you to a free, unedited version of the movie. I
think I put the link down there. I don't know, man. I had a rough week, but yeah, the link's down there. Okay.
Too. You're fucking ADD as fuck.
Yeah, me too. Well, I mean, the end is near. You only got a few more hours left, right? It's going to get a lot more better around here.
I took a couple. We added another show and then another show.
Cool.
And
cool.
Then we're moving studios at the same time from one StreamYard account to another StreamYard account. So then Microsoft shut off my desktop calendar the other day, and that was 3 hours of rebuilding a monthly calendar. No, it's all action.
That fucking sucks.
Dude, I was so pissed off, bro.
Oh, yeah, dude.
This is why I keep all my calendars and shit analog, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Post-it notes. I got a
well, I mean, now Google has one that, you know, I'm not going to lose, obviously. Remember when they shut me out of Microsoft like 3 years ago or something, killed all my accounts and I had to rebuild everything?
Oh, yeah.
Well, my desktop calendar still worked. So I didn't have any reason not to use it, and I used it, and I used it, and I used it, and they just did an update and they shut it off. They said, you got to sign back in. Well, I can't sign in because you fuckers locked me out of your shit a long time ago. You know?
Sucks.
Oh,
God damn it. Doing whatever they can just to fuck with you, just to cock block you, because it's.
Well, for me, I always first personal. I think it's Crom, and then I find out what it really is, and you know.
Well, what they were mad about, like the weed smoking or something?
No, it's just it was I don't even remember why they locked me out of my Microsoft account. It was so long ago. I don't even remember why they did it, but they sent me an email when I tried to when I tried to appeal their decision. They sent me an email that basically said, fuck you, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. I just won't be using Microsoft shit anymore.
Right.
And they're like, good luck with that, because everything's going to be Microsoft.
Well, I mean, it was the Outlook Express email, and all my shit was attached to my Outlook Express email. You see, but now my shit ain't attached to Outlook Express email anymore. So, fuck Microsoft.
Seriously, man.
Good old days.
They are a shady, shifty company. Not that Apple isn't, you know, and I never switched to Apple because enough, they're just as fucked up now. Right? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's all under the thumb. You know that. It's all under the thumb. And Sarah, I miss my floppies too. Maybe not my 3.5s because they didn't hold much, but I do miss the old disk drive shit that we could, you know.
It's kind of cool.
Oh, 3.5 floppies. Wow. A long time.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even make computers with A drives anymore, right? The little hard disks.
No.
Damn. And then there's man, I gotta find something that will play old CD-ROMs, because I can't play my old CD-ROMs on my on my computer.
I tell you a story. My partner Kaz curates a computer museum, and he is a computer historian, and he has like the first shit that ever popped up in his museum, all kind, like everything, right? And he's going to start doing a show on the network from the computer museum talking about different shit.
That's interesting.
Look, we're going to be bringing you guys all kinds of different shit as we move forward, man. Get behind us, and we're going to give you a true network of all kinds of different stuff we love. You know? Like
actually, it's a total non sequitur, but with the floppies, I remember there's like this great it's a German TV series called I think it was was Berlin 89, I think, right? And it was about this guy who grows up in East Germany, and they send him into West Germany as a spy, right? And so he steals like a briefcase, right? Because this is when Reagan has all the fucking NATO's forming up on like the fucking border. Looks like they're ready to attack Russia. And so he has to go through all this crazy James Bond shit to steal this briefcase that's got the information in on what their plans are. And they get the briefcase and they open it up and they're just like staring at it. The camera's looking up at them. They're like, the fuck is that? And it's a fucking floppy disk. And they're just like, I think it's like a disk is supposed to go into a computer. All right, get us a computer. And they're trying to fit it in. It's just like, it doesn't work. Okay, well, we need a computer that we can put this into. How long is that going to take? 3 weeks. and they're thinking like any day that the fucking invasion is going to begin. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Good times.
And floppies weren't as easy to lose, as thumb drives. Oh, and here's the other thing, too. Motherfuckers, man, I don't have a single thumb drive because every thumb drive I lend to motherfuckers, I never get that shit back.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. I've never said, oh, yeah, here, it's on a thumb drive for you. Here, go check it out. I've never gotten that shit back. ever.
I don't even know where the thumb drives are that I put shit on.
Yeah, they're easy to lose. I have a thumb drive with like all my old work on there, And,
I back up everything like a fucking lunatic.
I wanted to get like 2 more, just like duplicates, just because I'm a loony,
Oh no! That's when it comes to like your information, your stuff. You can't be too paranoid.
Your
you know
comics,
what I mean? I got backups and backups from my backups and backups from my backups from my backups.
Yeah, that's what I need.
The only thing I don't do is I don't upload shit to the cloud.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
Then people can be fucking dicking through that.
Oh yeah,
looking for shit. Oh my god. So yeah, Ben and Charlie. You guys watch this? I'm hoping. I'm presuming.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. You okay, Pops?
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
You just took a bong hit or something?
I'm fine. Yeah, this is why I'm off camera. I'm medicating. Yeah.
I mean, when you're coughing like that, that's when you know that you've just bought a ticket on the Oblivion train. At least that's been my experience. So yeah, Giuliano Gemma, you guys have seen him before. We did Day of Anger.
Sabata, who's in there too, right?
What was that?
Isn't he in Sabata?
No, he's not. Yeah.
There wasn't another one with Lee Van Cleef.
Well, Day of Anger is the one that he did with Lee Van Cleef, and I think that's the only one that he did with Lee Van Cleef. I'm pretty sure. But Gemma was a mainstay in the Spaghettis. The movie that really kind of launched him was called A Pistol for Ringo, where he played this character that was just really kind of bizarre. He was sort of like Batlash. See, that's the thing. I always wish there'd been a Batlash movie with him, because he would have been like the perfect Batlash. And in that, he played a character that was like a gunslinger, but there was something really odd about him. Like when it opens, he's playing hopscotch with these little kids, and he's taking it kind of seriously. He's like, "Oh man, your rules are hard here." And he's playing hopscotch with these kids, and then these killers show up to kill him, and then he just fucking draws and boom, 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 and just waxes their asses. So he's also like a relatively, it doesn't self-defense, but the point is the guy's like a fucking killer.
Yeah.
And so his mission in that movie is to get into a house where a Mexican bandito has taken some rich guy and his family hostage, and he has a pistol, but he doesn't have any bullets. That's why it's called a bullet for Ringo. It's because everything's leading him up to him getting that one bullet that he needs to save the day. That was followed by The Return of Ringo, which is a sequel in name only. That is a awesome movie. That's actually based on the last chapter of the Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where a guy's coming back from the Civil War, and basically it's like you've got the suitors that have taken over the house and everything, and he pretends to be a Mexican peon, right? So you get to see Giuliano in brownface in that movie.
Funny.
And of course, he's just getting fucking abused during the entire picture, and you're humiliated until finally at the end, he's like, "Yeah, it's me. I'm back. I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers."
Was he in Zartana? Was he in Zartana? That movie?
No. Zartana is with Gianni Garco and God. Let's see. There was. It was George Hilton that played him in the fifth one. The Zartana series is the only official movie series in like the spaghetti universe, aside from like the Man with No Name movies, right? Like there's no Django series because immediately everything was being called Django. And you do also have Zartana's like the second most famous after Django, and there are a lot of movies with Sartana in the title where there is no Sartana, but there are 4 Sartana movies with Jenny Garco, and then George Hilton plays them in the 5th one, and they're all good. Like,
what was that one with Lee Van Cleef and him in it? You know, and he's like just like a boy that's sweeping up all the time, and then you see him progress like his arc through the whole movie, and he becomes like the badass. Do you know what I'm talking about? What
Day of Anger.
Oh, that was it. I don't know why I always thought that. Yeah, fuck, crazy.
Yeah, that's an awesome movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm trying to think, like, I guess horror fans might recognize him. He plays like the clueless detective in Tenebrae, which is one of Dario Argento's best movies, I think. And which is about a writer of murder mysteries who goes to Italy, and suddenly there are these murders that are being committed that are eerily reminiscent of murders that occur in his books. Yes, Anthony Franciosa plays the writer in that, and like the cop that's the detective that's working the cases is Giuliano, and he's just like kind of clueless. He's just like, I read all your books. He's just like, it's like, and I never guess who the killer is. It's like, not once. Like, no, never. He's like, I never get it right.
John, I have a question for you.
Just right. Do any of these movies have a gorilla with huge handguns? No, sadly not.
Kill John Lombard.
See you, dude.
Not yet, brother. Not yet.
Josh Perry, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and he gave me a very nice shout out for Six Gun because I owed him a trade paperback because he was there at the Graham Nolan party. You know where that incident happened, and I came with like a bag full of trade paperbacks just to give out to people, not just to Graham Nolan and Frege and Andy Smith and all those people, but also just to like other people that are just hanging out. Right. And when I found out that I hadn't given him one, I was just like, oh no, that ain't right. John's a good dude, man. Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, love his
channel, that means a lot to me, and always makes me happy. I was talking to him when the incident occurred. Yes, you were. You were on ground zero.
Didn't he kind of catch the same flack you did, kind of?
Well, Ethan told him, like, because John got into a really bad, I hope John doesn't mind me talking about this, but he got into a real bad accident and broke his neck. Thankfully, homeboy survived and didn't die. Second person I know that broke their neck and didn't die. And he was just like, and he said, like, he had a nice conversation with Ethan at the party. And then Ethan's like, yeah, I hope you break your neck again. I hope you re-break it. And he's like, what the fuck? And I was just like, the guy you met at the party, that wasn't the real guy. That you met his representative. The guy that just told you to go break your neck again. Yeah, that's the real guy. But yeah, oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, happy birthday, Gate.
I left
it's like the gayest reason ever to like cancel me.
I left him behind when he said that shit about that Matt Barr's career going down as fast as that bridge those people died on.
Oh man. Yeah.
And I was just like, God damn, Ethan, your analogies just get you in such fucking trouble, you dumbass. But hey, I mean, he drama farms. He goes for the controversy. He looks for it. That's his gig.
I try not to delight in the downfall of others, and I try not to fuck with people. That is to say, if somebody's, for whatever reason, pissed me off, and it takes a lot to piss me off. You got to really get personal to piss me off. I'd be like, well, I'm not going to fuck with that guy, but I'm not going to help him, right? But it's just wonderful watching this motherfucker self-destruct. And I'm just sitting back fucking roasting marshmallows and eating popcorn. It's just like, but it reinforces actually one of the messages of Six Gun Gorilla, which is that if you want revenge on somebody, all you have to do is just wait. You don't have to take it into your own hands. Just sit back and wait, and eventually they'll fucking dig a hole for themselves. Eventually they'll self-destruct. Eventually, the shitty way that they treated you, they're going to treat other people that way, and eventually it's going to come back and bite them in the ass.
Well, so, I look at vengeance in two different ways. I look at vengeance in two different ways. Either that kind of person that would get me to that point probably going to piss off a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And by the time I get around to him, he's not going to know who's fucking with him anyway because he's pissed off so many other people. It's like I'll be able to get away with doing whatever I want. Or
yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's
or I just figure they're going to piss somebody off who's meaner than I am.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be worse for them. So, you know, sometimes patience works out better because somebody else will get them.
Yes, yes. That's what I always say. It's the story of the, you know, I think it's like a Native American story where this guy goes to like his grandfather. He's just like, I want to get this motherfucker back. And he's like, oh, really? Just wait by the side of like the river right there. And don't worry. You'll get revenge. And he's waiting by the side of the river. He's like, when am I going to get my revenge? He's just keep waiting. And one day he sees his enemy's body floating by.
Yep.
He's just like, there you go.
Exactly.
You know, and people call it karma, although karma is actually the next life. At least it's supposed to be like the next life. But does shit catch up to people? Fuck yes, it does. The same way that good deeds catch up with you too. You know, I don't care about him. Let him dig his own grave. I got stuff to do. Hell yeah! And everybody, go and check out John's book. Is it Heroic Tales, or did I fuck that up? I may have fucked that up. But it's very, very good. It reminds me a lot of Kurt Busiek's Astro City. And yeah, and especially for a first comic, yeah, I was impressed. I really enjoyed it. And if I didn't, I just wouldn't say anything. You know, because and that's the thing. It's like you know, if somebody puts out, because look, nobody intentionally puts out a bad comic, right? And so I'm almost always rooting for people to do well on their book, because holy shit, you know, if anybody could see my first comic books, oh my god, that's the thing. It's just like the first issue of Six Gun. That was my first comic, you know, in quotation marks. It's the first one that I wasn't ashamed of. That I could actually put out and let people see and not feel like a total fucking spurg. But yeah, I was talking about this dude here, Giuliano Gemma, who was very much a fan of people like Bertha Lancaster and Kirk Douglas, because when you hear these guys, that's how they pronounce their names. In other words, the movie stars that were like really physical and would do their own stunts and shit like that. And that's one of the things I loved about Gemma was he would do his own stunts and had like that mad, crazy upper body strength. Another guy like him was Terrence Hill. Same thing. Grew up on the same movies, had the same heroes, wanted to be a movie star, and like both of them just had that movie star quality, right? Gemma, of course, you know, really good looking dude with the fucking $1 million smile. Then he had that little scar on his cheek. I think I pointed out on Pilled, right? When and I'm seeing if you can, you can kind of see it here. It's right under his left eye. See that little scar right there?
Yeah, a little indentation.
Yeah. That's because when he was a boy growing up in fascist Italy and the Americans were dropping bombs, Italy didn't get bombed that much, but they did get bombed. And he was a little boy and he's playing in a field and he comes across an unexploded American bomb.
Good times.
So being a little kid, what does he do? He fucks with it and it blows up in his face.
Oh my God.
and all he gets is this little fucking scar. That son of a bitch makes him even more fucking handsome. Makes him even more fucking good looking.
Pretty badass, dude.
Like, motherfucker. God damn, man. So yeah, you know.
Was he a fucking mutant or something?
I don't. He's just lucky, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, you know. I mean, it depends on what you feel about luck, but I mean, the fact that he even still had a head after that is kind of amazing. But then it's just like, then the fact that it's just like the scar makes you even better looking. It's just like, son of a bitch. But yeah, he just had mad crazy star quality. Now, Montefiore, this dude right here, man. This dude right here. He was one of the guys when I was a kid, and you know, it was the era of the VCR, home video. Hollywood wasn't putting its movies out on VHS because they were like, oh my God, if we put movies out on VHS, people are going to be able to just like go and watch movies in their own home. They're not going to go to the movies anymore. This is how stupid they were, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it was like the music industry with digital downloads, right? They're idiots. They don't know nothing because the people that rise to the top and run this shit are just ladder climbers. They're incompetent at their jobs. And one of the so what happened to fill that void? You had American distributors that were basically releasing new Italian movies that had just come out, direct to video here in the United States, and a lot of those were ripoffs of like successful American movies. So maybe you couldn't get First Blood, but you could get Thunder Warrior. You couldn't get Rambo, but you could get Blast Fighter. Do you know what I'm saying? You couldn't get Escape from New York, but you could get like After the Fall of New York. You couldn't get The Warriors, but you could get 1990 Bronx Warriors. And that's how a lot of us fell in love with Italian exploitation cinema. And he was actually...
Wait a minute. What you mean you can't get the Warriors? Ah!
Back in the day. No, now you can get anything, dude. Now you can get anything. It's the best time ever to be a
That's the ultimate director's cut.
Yeah, boy. Walter Hill.
I told you what that is, right, B? The ultimate director's cut?
Yeah, it has that little introduction.
No, all it has is the fade ins and fade outs of the actual comic book panels.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, but I think but I've seen it, and it also has an introduction.
No, it doesn't. I've fucking watched this thing 20 times.
Have you watched it? Well, then the introduction might be separate. It might be like on a separate track if you're just going straight to the movie, or you know, it'll sometimes give you an option: play with intro, play without intro. The Punisher Special Edition, the 2004 Punisher, for instance, is like that. It's like you can watch it just beginning with the movie, or you can watch it with Tim Bradstreet, kind of illustrated and sort of animated the beginning of the screenplay, which was never shot.
Oh,
okay. It does say that there is that's there on the feature.
Yeah, because one of the things that I love, that's great, that made me happy about that was I always wondered, was the Warriors about modern day New York City, but from the point of view of somebody that lives in the suburbs, right? Because that's absolutely what the image of New York City at that time, where if you look at the suburbs, even just like 45 minutes outside of the city, you thought that New York City was like a no man's land, right?
Yeah.
With roving gangs everywhere. And then finally, or was it a science fiction story? And then finally we got verification. The Warriors is a science fiction story. It's meant to take place in the future, but it's supposed to take place in the near future, or what was then the near future.
I like the game, dude. And it had a lot of God. I like the game way more than the movie.
Oh, the game is so much
James
fun.
Remar came back, like a lot of the actors, you know what I mean? It was a lot more immersive. The characters were just, had bigger arcs in there. I like Ajax; he's my favorite. In the movie, he gets taken out pretty quick.
Yes. By oh God, I'm trying to remember her name. She was in The Fisher King.
The Cop in the Park.
Yeah.
The The fuck
He's
was her
funny.
name?
That was his first movie too, I think.
Oh yeah, and he looks mad young in that. He of course was supposed to play Reese in Aliens, but then he got busted for heroin possession. And
holy smokes!
Yeah, and
yeah,
what John says right there, it's a retelling of the Greek history and the March of the 10,000, and that is Cyrus is the black dude that runs the Grand Marcy Riffs.
Yes.
Which is the dude that gets up in the park, and he's like trying to unite all the gangs to take over the city.
Yes, to unite and to stop the violence between the gangs and get them to unite, which would of course be the man's worst nightmare. Mercedes Rule. Yes.
Yeah, I remember her. She was old school.
Yeah. Great actress, and and she looks smoking fucking hot in that.
But Streets of Fire though, man, that's a jam, bro.
Oh, dude, I got to see that in a big screen at the fucking at the Alamo Draft House. That was the fucking shit.
Yeah,
my favorite fight scene, my favorite choreographed fight scene in all of movies, and that's the subway bathroom fight scene.
Oh, it's great.
The
yeah,
baseball.
Fucking love it.
Yeah, it's classic. Dude. Yeah.
What's up, Phil? What's up?
Hey, what up, Phil? What's cracking, brother?
What up, Phil? What's going on? Yeah, John's right. The Warriors was a retelling of Greek history. Yeah, basically the short version was that you had all these mercenaries, their leader got killed, and they had to pass through all this fucking hostile territory to get home. Yeah,
and everybody thought they were the ones that killed Cyrus. That every gang in the city was out to get him. Man, it was like
nowhere to run. Well, here's the thing. I wish. I mean, the PlayStation game was so much fucking fun.
Oh, you're
and what was just great about it? Well, I mean, it was a labor of love. To me, it was like, and the thing is I've never loved the Warriors the way that other people do.
Yeah,
I've never loved it as much as Escape from New York or Mad Max or something like that. But still a movie I really like. But
what system was the game
like,
on? Which
Rockstar Games, right? They're like, their big IP, of course, being the fucking Grand Theft Auto series. The fact that they were like, you know what? Let's make a video game based on this movie from 1979 that like nobody's heard of.
Right.
Nobody being anybody because it was a really old movie at that point. And let's face it, most contemporary people, especially kids coming up, they won't watch anything that's old. They only watch just what's just coming out. And so they miss dope shit like that. And the fact that they put that much work into that game, I was just like, that's fucking love. If they only would make a Dawn of the Dead game or a Escape from New York game like that.
I played the game before I watched the movie.
Guys, which PlayStation?
I think 2.
3?
It's on PlayStation 2.
It was 2.
Yeah.
Was it 2?
It was 2. I think it was multi-platform too. I think it was on the Xbox 360.
Well, I'm just wondering if it's something you can still get, because I got a 4.
Yeah, you'd like that.
That usually you can use a lot of stuff on the 4.
Oh, oh yeah, 4.
Yeah. John says that's why they said they were safe when they saw the sea, as they were deep into the Persian Empire, and when they made it to the shore, they could sail back to Greece. Interesting little story actually about Walter Hill, and I mentioned the 2004 Punisher. The reason why Thomas Jane wasn't in the next Punisher movie was because he wanted Walter Hill to write and direct the next Punisher movie.
Yeah.
And which could have been fucking dope.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
And instead they were like, no, we want Lexi Alexander. And he was like, Lexi who? She's a stunt woman. He's like, okay, but I'd like Walter Hill, 48 Hours, The Warriors, Streets of Fire, The Driver. That's another fucking classic by him. Well,
I just want to say
baseball Furies in Persia. Same with the Lezies. Oh, that's
I just want to say for a gang that runs around with baseball bats and fights with baseball bats all the time, they sure the hell didn't know how to fight with baseball bats.
That's because they're used to people just being scared. Like, oh shit, those guys have got baseball bats.
Intimidation game.
Right? And remember, Ajax said, I knew those guys were fucking soft.
Yeah, I knew they were wimps.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you they were wimps. Yeah, I love that movie.
You
dude.
know,
It's
their main
one of
weapon
my
was that
favorite
fucking
movies.
spooky, fucking ghoulish makeup and the fucking baseball bats. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they're easily the most memorable gang.
And I'll tell you what, the first time I saw that movie, I knew the Leses were Leses. I knew I knew it was a gang and they were going to go at them. I knew it. You know?
Oh, for
John
sure.
Says there's a board game too.
Oh, dude, there's like, well, that's the thing. There's so much love for that movie. There's so much love for that movie. You know, and I'm not like a super fan by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said, it's not like Mad Max 2, Conan the Barbarian.
But the one thing you got to check out though, that you said 78, right? I was 15 when that movie dropped.
Wow.
That was right in my wheelhouse. Do you see what I'm saying?
Man.
That's right in the time I was living.
Yeah.
I just remember that Curtis Sliwa here in New York was fucking madder than a motherfucker because he was like, what you see on the screen, you then get in the streets. And in other words, you know, he was like one of those guys that has that really bizarre belief that art creates violence.
Oh, okay.
Right? That like you could go see a movie and or put on a record or read a book and it'll fucking turn you into a fucking monster and you'll go out and like commit crimes and murders and shit like that.
We're gonna have to cover the Warrior.
That's great.
John come out as a guest, guys.
Seriously. Oh, he's always welcome. He's always welcome. For Sheezy, man. And then of course, actually I should see if I could add him to the fucking to the DM group. You know, where I always drop the link every week. Yeah, John, if you ever want that fucking link, you know, just let me know.
This is definitely an open show, John. Anytime you want to come hang out, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, boy, and pimp your shit, of course. You know, because we're all about people pimping their shit too.
That was funny. He kisses that girl, and then he turns around, and some old man puts his face in there instead.
Yeah. What this movie reminds me a lot of, more than anything else, is a movie that I did on this stream when I was doing it solo, which was and a Sky Full of Stars for a Roof, which is with Gemma and Mario Adorf. Mario Adorf being one of the handful of Italian actors that Francis Ford Coppola hired to be in The Godfather 2, right? Because I mean, he was somebody that was aware of Italian cinema, and just like, well, why would you get American actors to play Italian characters when you can get actual like Italians, right? So that added to a air of authenticity. Yeah, and that basically it's very much a very similar character, right? Except Gemma's character and see, I'm always trying to fucking get this to roll off my tongue, and it won't. And a Sky Full of Stars for a Roof. His character in that is a guy that's like an outlaw and a gunslinger that is turned into a con man because he just doesn't want anything more to do with that life. And he's just trying to fucking get away from it. But these, his old gang won't leave him alone. Here, Ben is just a fucking loser. He's a con man. He's a guy that will go to any lengths to avoid doing an honest day's work.
Yeah.
And always has a scam, always has a scheme, schemes and scams, always. And Charlie is his friend. That is to say, the guy that, they had somehow come across like a big lump of money, and then Charlie lost it all. It was like, but if I hadn't lost it, I would have doubled it. He's always looking for an angle. Enough. It's never enough. You know what I mean? He doesn't know when to quit when he's ahead. And the opening scene in the movie is great because it's got, Charlie, George Eastman's character, hanging out outside of the prison, the Mexican prison where Ben has been for like the last 2 years or something like that. And you don't know if he's there to kill him, right? Because the the guards at the prison, you know, they're kind of like looking out and they see him like lying in the cistern. Right?
Yeah, he's chilling.
Yeah, and they're just like, "What's he waiting for?" It's like, "Oh, he's waiting for somebody to come out so he can fucking put a fucking hole in his head."
Yeah.
At least that's what they're thinking. Anyway,
That was a cool way to open it up, you know, and a nice little fight scene and a cool location too. I kind of wish that they like went back there. You know, you don't really see like those in the westerns too much. You know.
yes.
Big fortifications.
And that's the thing about this too. This is like a nice A Western. As opposed to the B Westerns or the C Westerns or like the triple A Westerns. Like a triple A Western would be like the Leone movies.
Yeah.
Or at least, you know, the Leone movies after Fistful of Dollars. The spaghettis, of course, were very popular, not just in Spain, also very popular in Germany, also, you know, in
everywhere,
England and America. They made it to a lot of... I'm not sure. I can't say. I think they mostly played the drive-ins. Not entirely sure about that. I'm sure that there's some homie on the Internet Movie Database that knows that information. The Spaghetti Western Internet Movie Database being, of course, your one-stop shopping for anything to do with spaghetti westerns. It's I always give them props because they're just always killing it over there. Whenever there's like a new release of something, they're always on top of that shit. Let me see if I can, because I couldn't download any of the clips here. I'm trying to see if I can play it directly off of the browser, because that actually seemed to work last time.
Nice.
I can give you folks a little peek at the trailer, at least. Oh, this is pretty funny. I think this is a German trailer, actually.
9.
Nichts.
Nichts in me.
Nichts vergessen. Mach schnell.
Schneider.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Man, that new Conan. That Conan in Mortal Kombat, dude. I want to play that.
Oh, it's made me so mad.
I know that the game is like woke as fuck, but I still want to play.
What a fucking cock tease, dude. What a fucking
looks
cock
dope.
tease.
Yeah.
It's like in other words, it was just like looking at that, I was just like, it was like their way of saying, oh, like, wouldn't it be awesome if you got to play like a Conan in a Conan game for a change, and it'd be in the Milius verse, and you could play Arnold as Conan, which a lot of us did in fucking Skyrim, right? Because you could recreate him perfectly, and then there are mods for the sword and you know, other accoutrements.
That's something Rockstar should do, bro. Like they should put the
Skyrim was fun. We were chasing around hotties in bikinis. I had like 6 helpers, and they were all hotties. It was fun.
Yeah, but and then it's like, oh yeah, no, Skyrim's the shit. And of course, with mods, it's just like the first mod I had to get was the fucking bikini armor mod.
Yeah,
you know what
it
I'm
was
saying?
a black look. I had all of them dressed nice. They were all dressed nice, following me around. It was sweet.
Mule the Lioness is my waifu, so don't even fucking think about it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I spent some time I spent some time in that town, Ripton. I spent some time there. I know that lady. I like some big girls. I like some.
Oh man, yeah, like a fucking you know, glamazon, big Nordic glamazon. All right, let me know if you're getting sound here. Not that it really matters, because of course it's going to be in German, I think.
Hello, Charlie.
Yeah, it's good. It's German.
Hör auf mit der Keller. Das endet so leicht im Streit.
It's cool.
Den Fußtritt erlaubt.
Yeah, 2 Himmelhunde in Wilden Westen. Right. 2 heaven dogs. Himmelhunde. Huh. 2 heaven dogs in the Wild West. Nutshot.
Yeah, that was cold.
Hey man, no such thing as a fair fight.
Not on the street.
No.
Or in the sands.
Or the
Not
desert,
ever.
for that matter.
Not
Right.
ever. Supposed to win. That was
Hoopla.
fun. I like that. Hey, come on in. Get the fuck out.
And that
Oh.
scene's just fucking great because, you know, Charlie says to Ben, "I'm going. When I go east, you go
You
west.
go west.
When
Yep.
you go north, I go south." Right? And so, but of course, this being a buddy movie, they've got to keep running into each other.
Right.
And when Ben opens that car, right, that train car to fucking hop on the train, fucking Charlie's sitting there, and you can tell he's just been felted, right? Because he's just in his underwear, he's just in his long johns, and he has a piece of bread, and there's like no dialogue. He's just like, like, don't you dare, right?
Try to get my food. Yep.
And then Ben's looking at his bread, and then Charlie's just kind of pulling it in like that. Who let the Austrians into the Wild West? Well, that's the thing. The Wild West was full of Germans, Austrians, Swedes,
Italians,
Spaniards. I mean, that's one of the things about the Old West. A misconception that people have is that everybody was walking around talking like John Wayne.
No.
It was a country full of immigrants, so it was a country full of accents, which is
and the farther west you went, the more you were apt to run into people from the Far East as well.
yes, absolutely, yes. The Chinese population. That's what made the Kung Fu TV series such a genius idea, right? It's like a Shaolin monk in the Wild West. Awesome idea and possible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's probable.
Yes, absolutely, motherfucking.
Nun sieh die Sache mal ganz nüchtern an. Hätte ich dir denn vorher sagen sollen, ich klaue eine Pistole und raub die Bank aus? Charlie, was hättest du geantwortet, ne? Bin nicht so ein Zeug und mach keine Blödsinn.
Yes, George Eastman. And then of course, we have the fellow in the middle who is known in the film as 3%, who is the guy that
he's their accountant.
Bank teller.
He's their accountant, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Who is a
financial advisor? He does all that.
Yeah.
Consigliere.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a bank teller who's just browbeaten by his boss. And then one day when Ben and Charlie come in to rob the place, he's like, oh, I'm going to help you motherfuckers.
Yeah, keys right here, bro. Keys right here. Open this thing right up for you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no, he doesn't have the key in there. He's got a gun in that shelf. This is where he keeps the fucking key.
Good stuff.
Oh, snap.
Oh, that was good, too.
Yes, when they run into the real thing.
Yul Brynner right there.
Nello Pasafini. Nello Pasafini with the fucking kidney punch. I'm going to mention a pretty funny story about this guy, Nello Pasafini. He was Giuliano Gemma's best friend.
That's German as fuck.
So, of course, it's a slapstick Western, partly, and so you got to have the fucking saloon brawl.
Gotta have a bar fight.
And another nutshot.
Always.
And catch him, guys. He's coming hard. Yes.
And this poor old man just trying to move his bowels in peace.
The old man taking a shit was hilarious. I thought he was dead for a minute. I thought he died there for a minute, but he only,
And it's shots like this where you suddenly, you really notice, what a big motherfucker Montefiore is.
Yeah. Whoop.
Let me down. Okay.
Bang.
Nope.
Night. What's up, Charlie? I thought you was going south. I'm going north.
Zwei Himmelhunde.
It was a fun movie. It was really a fun movie. If you didn't see it, go take a minute, check it out.
Check it out.
You
you will have fun with this one.
I am JT, and I made Result Hunter.
And it is still in the replays on the madness over on Pilled. You don't even have to go to Tubi. You can go to our channel and watch it, and you don't have to watch none of Tubi commercials or none of that shit. You'll see ads like for Mike Barron books and for Levi's books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Brian's book. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
speaking of which, Brian, I need you to load that 30-second short 6-gun thing in the studio, please.
I can do that. I can do that.
That way you ain't got to email it to me. Just load it over there in the video.
Okay.
Get loaded, bro.
Get loaded,
bro.
Load her up.
Let's see. Let me bring this up here. Oh yeah, and of course we have the great Burka Man, the legend, the icon.
Hail Burka Man.
Hail Burka Man. Oh my God. Yeah, anybody hasn't visited his channel and his AI music videos, funny as shit.
Yeah, they are.
Right. So it's that's the thing. It's just people are just totally anti-AI across the board on everything. I just I can be like, yeah, I agree with you mostly in principle, but Burka Man.
Yeah, right. Hey, there's exceptions for everything, right?
Exceptions for everything. Look,
they've been sampling music. They've been sampling music and doing that shit for a long time in music, and it's pretty much been accepted there that people make songs with their computer that don't have anything to do with reading music or knowing shit about how to play an instrument. It's been happening so long in music that it's kind of accepted, and you see a lot of people making AI theme songs and shit like that, right?
Well, yeah, because it's region free too. That's
why.
When
it comes to my comic, when it comes to my comic books, and I'm the same way with movies. I'm not a fan of CGI. I'd much rather see what we were just watching, live action stuntmen falling off the fucking railing and shit, right?
No AI fucking bullshit, no fucking CGI fire for sure.
Yeah.
Steve Austin
So I'm the same way with my comics. I'm the same way with my comics. I want to see the blood and sweat and soul that people put into the drawing of it, You
want to see the human hand.
Yeah.
Right? You want to see the human hand. And that's why, as far as I'm concerned, but that's the thing is AI can be used for so many different things and will be used for so many different things. I think it's going to be great for video games. I think it's going to be great for film restoration.
I think it's good for movies, especially like what Gibson's going to do with Caviezel. He's going to de-age him. You know what I mean? So he could play Christ resurrect.
Well,
kind of have to with that.
The CGI de-aging looks funky. They don't have that shit down.
Depends on the movie. I don't agree with that. I think some of it looks good. Some of it looks like dog shit, though.
Some of it looks really like dog shit.
What
I'm waiting for is when you can take, basically, one of the things I always wanted to do if I had fuck you money, and I mean an insane, like Elon Musk kind of funds, right?
Yeah.
I would do certain things and then justify to myself by going, okay, well, I'll take the money that I spent on this practical joke, right? Yeah. This $50 million practical joke, and give $50 million to charity, and that'll make it okay, right? Yeah, sure. And what I always wanted to do was a shot-for-shot, scene-for-scene remake of Die Hard with Ron Jeremy. Also, a scene-for-scene, shot-for-shot remake of Titanic with Ron Jeremy. Now, think about this. The day is approaching soon where I will just be able to type in, Die Hard with Ron Jeremy instead of that other douchebag.
What's it called? What is it? It's going to be Ron Hard? Whoa.
Yeah, man. For sure. No? Yeah. Oh, my God. And you get to pick which era Ron Jeremy, svelte Ron Jeremy or fat old.
Tired Jeremy?
No. I will say that I won't promote anybody that uses AI art in a comic book. I won't promote that comic. I won't, I won't buy that comic. I won't be on your bandwagon.
No.
I got too many artist friends that could have done that work for you.
And I don't want it. I don't want it.
I just don't want it,
I don't want it. Exactly. But like, you know, for little jokes and shit like that, or for like, I think it's gonna be great for NPCs in video games where you could have an actual conversation.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool
for sure.
Especially if you can get them to betray their fucking commander or ruler or whatever.
Yeah, right. Or a wrestling game where you get to like pick up a mic and cut promos.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
How fucking great would that be?
Yeah.
that'd be fucking amazing. So I think it'll be good for things like that. When it comes to art, no. When it comes to music, no. When it comes to movies, no.
I also cut my first voice job last week.
What? And like your first voiceover? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I did my first one, and it's as a old country western dude.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
That's cool.
I'll let you know when it drops. You guys are gonna like it. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, cool, pops.
I can't say anything yet until it drops, but when it does, you know, I'll be posting it. You'll be cracking up.
That sounds great.
I'm doing a Saturday Night Live bit.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, look, that's the thing that's great about technology is that it's enabling people to do, like, for instance, on Matt's stream last night, he was showing these trailers for these animated features that were made by one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So
Preston.
Yeah. So the technology is getting really great to the point where they're just tools. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like some people I know, it's like they want to fuck with digital art, but then they're like, well, oh, is that like not authentic? No, it's just another tool. You still have to sit there and fucking do the work. You still have to fucking move your hand, you know, and draw
for sure.
and all that stuff. It's just a tool. That's all.
Yeah.
Now a tool that just writes like an entire screenplay for you.
Well, see, this is the whole thing. It's like I know some people are mad at Chuck Dixon right now because he
which pisses me off because that wasn't his fucking fault.
Well, a lot of people don't know the story, you know.
It's not even that. I want everybody to focus on one thing. Chuck Dixon is a writer, and ChatGTP did not write the fucking story.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's a job for fucking hire from a fucking narcissistic French baron that just wants a
They're movie people, Brian. They're movie people. That's why they went to exactly why they didn't hire artists and went to AI, because that's all they know is computer generated bullshit because they're movie people. And I'm not mad at Chuck, you know. It's like, am I promoting the comic? No. And I told him I couldn't, and he understood, and it's all good.
That's Chuck for you.
You see, I mean, I explained. I was like, dude, I just can't get behind that. I'm sorry. And he explained to me where it come from. He's like, dude, they're movie people. I don't have no control of that. But I wrote a story, and I know, Chuck, I get it. You wrote the story. ChatGTP did not write the story. Chuck did not use any AI. Leave Chuck the fuck alone.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is a great opportunity for his enemies to come at him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the Gayoppin and all that.
Oh yeah, especially the king of Gayopp.
If he was the creator of the project and didn't hire an artist
I'd be like
AI, that would be entirely different. But he did not create it. He wrote a story. That's all. You know.
I would have taken that job too. I would have taken that job too, and I would have been madder than a motherfucker once I found out that fucking AI was being used for the art. But I would still cash that fucking check.
It's like Chuck Dixon, don't write. Like, okay.
That's the whole thing. Writers, if they're not using ChatGTP, then they're not using AI. They're writers. They write stories, okay? Like I said, I'm not mad at Chuck.
There's no reason to be. And the only people that are mad at him, like mad at him, are people that are just taking advantage of an opportunity.
Yeah.
To shit on.
To try out there and to get out there and try to make a shit when there ain't no shit to make up. You know, it's like.
Right. But the thing is that he's working for the Antichrist now. Right? The literal biblical Antichrist. So, you know. We know who's got a fucking hard on against him. Fucking Ethan's got a
he's doing stuff for the Rippaverse.
Yes. Why? Because he's a fucking writer and he's getting pizzade. Ethan could have
he
fucking
writes.
hired him to write fucking his shitty Cyberfrog comics.
He writes, guys. That's what he does.
That's his job.
Yeah, and he's good at it. So leave him the fuck alone. Let him write.
Yeah, Chuck. Chuck.
Don't be straight.
Dixon.
Don't be stressing dude all out, or we're not going to get his best.
Right.
You know?
Right. And and the attacks against him, I insist, are disingenuous.
Yes.
Good old train sequence.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and of course, one of the things you love seeing in these old spaghettis are the trains, right? Everything just looks so authentic. Everything just looks so cool. The Spaghetti West is just such an awesome looking place. And of course, it's not the Old West. It's Almeria, Spain.
Yeah, it's fucking Spain, dude. It's got that Howard Hyperborea look to it too, you know.
Yes, Conan the Barbarian was shot in the same place where this movie was shot and all the other spaghettis in Almeria, Spain, and then Conan the Destroyer was shot in Texas. Sorry, Mexico.
Yeah, all those places, you know, got that frontier vibe of Conan.
Sarah, Chuck is the guy who created Bane in the Batman comic series.
What was that?
I'm telling Sarah. Sarah's like asking who Chuck. Chuck Dixon is the guy who created Bane or co-created Bane with Graham Nolan, right? With Graham
He's a
Nolan.
legend. Yeah, no, Chuck is a legend. Chuck is a legend and an icon. He is somebody that has been in comics for 40 years?
Yeah. He's an old solid DC dude, you know. Done all kinds of other stuff. Actually has a movie coming out, I think, with Jason Statham.
Yes.
Working Man.
Levon Cade, isn't it? Levon
Cade is the name of the book series, but the movie's called A Working Man.
Yeah, the
Chuck wishes they had just left his fucking title alone, but that's Hollywood.
That's Hollywood again. Hollywood's Hollywood, and you know. Here we go. You know.
Yeah, he's a great writer.
You gotta write. You know.
He's a great writer. That's all.
Oh yeah. Favorite Batman writer of all time, or none.
Yeah, legend. But yeah, I mean, and like when we say, Sarah, like go look him up, it's not that we're being dicks and we're like going, just look him up. Like, why should we explain? No,
because you're gonna see
the list of his credits, and it's gonna blow your mind.
And then you're gonna realize how much, like you said, stuff that you probably have already read of his, and you just didn't know was his. And you're gonna see a lot of that stuff on that list. He has tons of credits. But I mean, you know how much stuff Mike Barron's on, and Mike tells everybody Chuck's on more than me.
Oh, Chuck's got more than anybody.
Yeah. And he's done it all.
Absolutely. Oh, and he's written for TV too. He's written for the Young Justice TV series. He wrote for that.
That show was dope, dude. Like the first few seasons.
Oh, first 2 seasons, especially the second one. Oh,
yeah, that was a good show.
The third was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I got kind of woke or some shit. Like it picked up a new, I think, on Netflix or something.
Is there like a 5th season on the way?
I forgot which season it was.
And I'm pretty sure I think he's one of those cats too that's written for animation the same way that Joe R. Lansdale has. Yeah. Another Chad who has finally saw The Thicket on Tubi and really enjoyed it.
With Metallica, huh? I got to check that out.
Yes, very good. And you know what? I've never read the original novel. They gender swapped the villain. And it works. And it works. It really works because it's Juliette Lewis. And Juliette Lewis is one of those people that's very self-aware in the sense that, like, have you ever read an interview with somebody and they sum up like their strengths and their weaknesses, and you find yourself going, exactly, right? And because that's kind of where you always wish that you could be as an artist, is like being able to judge what you're good at, what you're not. That sort of thing. And she said, like, I'm really great at being sexy. I can be really super fucking sexy, or I can be just downright vile and disgusting. And she's vile and she's disgusting. And you absolutely 100% buy her as that character. The gender swap in that makes absolutely zero fucking difference. And of course, you got the great ladder puller, Peter Dinklage in there, great actor. And yeah, fucking what's his face? Fucking James Hetfield, not embarrassing himself, like actually like
get in there, huh?
Really perfectly fine, perfectly good. It's if you didn't know that it was James Hetfield, you wouldn't blink twice at him.
Right.
And that may not seem like praise, but it is, because it's not like, where, Lizzo turns up in The Mandalorian and you're like, if you didn't know who she was, you'd be like, who let that person onto the set? Like they clearly just don't belong there. So cheers to James Hetfield for sure. Yeah, he did not fuck up or embarrass himself. Now I want to get to this little scene right here. This is this is like my favorite scene in the movie. This is like really I always say that stories have hearts if they're good. And I'm not just talking about heart, I'm talking about a heart. That is to say, a moment, a scene in a film, particularly, that is like the heart of the thing, right? Where it's just like, okay, that's the center. Everything else emanates kind of from that. And if you pay attention when you're watching really good films, you'll find them and you'll notice, like, yeah, this is what holds it together. And here, Ben felted, fucking, broken down, fucking bum. They're at a coach station, and a coach that is people climbing on board. They've presumably just used the bathtubs or facilities, maybe gotten a bite to eat. That's what coach stations were like. And they could be fucking nasty, fucking funky places. Because it's like, hey, well, like, where else are you going to go? You're in the middle of a fucking desert.
You're lucky there's a place
charge you $100 for a glass of water, motherfucker. But he recognizes a woman, and at first you think that he's just on the make, that he's just like, damn, she's fine, right? Which, of course, she fucking is. It's Marissa Mel. Marissa Mel was smoking hot. Trying to remember. Oh, that's right. She was Diabolic's girlfriend in Danger Diabolic, which is one of my favorite Mario Bava movies. And she's smoking hot in that, and she's smoking hot in this. Let's take a look at this scene.
It's a question of life and death.
Oh yeah, this is the guy that's trying to bang her.
Come on, there's no trust in that bunch.
It's funny because dude misses his coach.
Look at that face. Look at those eyes. God damn. Smoke show.
He won't be coming back out for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so he like rolls this dude because he's been sweating this. Oh, god damn it. Is that fucking commercial?
Yeah,
Yep.
That's a fucking
God
commercial.
damn, man. I thought I had a fucking commercial blocker on my sorry.
Yeah, they popped up during the show the other night. Remember I told you we would just play our own. We just played our own ads over it because we can do that.
You're still very angry with me.
Not at all.
They'll get you.
As a matter of fact, I consider myself very lucky.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, basically what we find out has happened is that they were engaged to be married, and that Ben left her standing at the altar, but he didn't. It's not that he didn't show up. It's that, I think the priest said like, and now say, I do. And she turned her head to look at him, and there was just like a cloud of smoke. He just lit out of there. Because he was just like, marriage, me? Oh, hell no.
You know you ain't changed at all.
Neither have you, Ben.
I was paying you a compliment.
But I was.
What are you doing these days?
Same
She's
thing.
like, you blew it, clown.
Well,
Long time ago.
I'm a prostitute.
Oh,
Yes, which is something that you always got to fucking bring up when you're talking about the Old West and westerns in general. One of the things that I like about the Italian westerns is that there were no chicks in the Old West. That's not to say that there were no chicks, but for the most part, there were no fucking chicks. And if there were women, chances were 9 times out of 10 they would be a ho ho ho. The ratio of quote honest women to prostitutes, it was like 10 to 1. It's like if you were a guy in the Old West, you were either having sex with prostitutes or you weren't getting any punani.
Or you got really lucky because somebody's dad married her off to you.
Right.
A lot of arranged marriages for daughters. But if there was no money, that daughter would end up being exactly what you said.
Yep. Yeah. A rough place. Remember, we're talking about the American frontier here.
Yeah.
The great Ben Bellams.
And other thing I want to say is the hot ones are the ones that did get married off, and the not so hot ones were the ones that you found in the saloons and the brothels.
Right. And I think it was Roughing It, which is like my favorite research book out of like, I read a bunch of books for research for Six Gun Gorilla because I'm like, and that's one of the things I love about Chuck. It's one of the things I learned about Chuck, learned from Chuck when I was coming up, when I was a kid and I was reading interviews with him. He was like, I always do my research.
Yeah.
Always. And that's why I get hired for a lot of jobs because they know that I'm going to do my research. And so, of course, I read a ton of books about the Old West.
Yep.
And the best is Roughing It by Mark Twain. And in it, he describes like a mining town where there was this one homely woman that I think ran like a little bed and breakfast or a little like a flop house or something like that. Yeah. And she had no shortage of male suitors and was very, very, very happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine being like a man, unlike, every man's fantasy, right? Being like the last man in the world, right? Or every other guy in the world just can turn gay. And you're the only straight dude, right?
It's kind of happening. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, half the guys are turning into girls, so.
Yeah, I mean.
We'll start that again.
Relax.
Hey, leaves more chicks for me.
Yep.
Didn't you notice that I didn't even ask for what you do? I didn't have to. I know. You're running, Ben. You're convinced to chase.
She's mad. She's hot even with the resting bitch face.
Dude, I'm telling you, she was a fucking smoke show. You gotta see her in Danger Diabolic by my boy Mario Bava. That's an awesome movie. Not enough people have seen that. It's a favorite of mine. It's not it's based on an Italian comic book, right? A fumetti, called Diabolic. And what was unique about that comic, and then there were a couple of imitators that came out afterwards, was that it wasn't about a superhero, it was about a supervillain. And it was about a supervillain in a world with no superheroes. Basically a super criminal. And a guy that was doing crimes for the sake of doing crimes. It's not like he was trying to like amass like a nest egg or something like that. He was fucking in it to win it. And there is a scene in that where John Philip Law plays Diabolic, fucking steals like this massive amount of cash, and they're wondering like, it's like all those notes are marked, like what's he gonna do with all that money? And it cuts to a shot of this mountain of money, and the camera zooms out, right, and you see that it's on a bed, and the bed is rotating. and then suddenly you see her leg come up out of it, and John Philip Law's hand running up her thigh, and you realize, what is he doing with all that money? He's fucking in it. It's the most gangster thing. It's the most gangster thing you have ever seen in a movie, ever, period.
Money, glory, success.
Hmm.
You don't even know yourself. Don't you realize that you're only trying to escape?
Yeah, so basically it's just like, yeah, homeboy is a fucking chronic loser. And he's always going to be a chronic loser until he learns to change.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we all know he's not going to change. And she knows.
Doesn't just help you with polishing your email.
What the hell?
Replying to emails.
All right,
When you
that's
stop
it.
replying to an email,
That's it. I'm mad. I'm officially mad now. No, you know what it is? Because I use like an ad blocker on all my fucking shit. But I must not have an ad blocker on that or something. I got to fucking find out. I mean, because I use two different computers. I get confused what's on what. Sometimes. But then what's really cool is, and this is like where the movie kind of changes its attitude, I would say, is when they run into guys who are the real thing. In other words, these are dudes who are fucking knife throwing fucking killers, the kind of guys that you know that the law think they are, right? Because they managed to pull off this bank robbery and they make off with a lot of cash. That gets them the attention of the law, but it also gets them the attention of some real fucking nasty pieces of work. Let me see if I can find that intro, because that's a really, really cool scene. Yeah, that's right after they pick up 3%, who is the bank teller that kind of falls in with them because he's just, you know, sick of his life.
He saw a chance at a better life, bro. He saw a chance at a better life. He's going to be rich. Next thing you know, he's advising them financially. Y'all need to put some of this money in the bank.
Yeah. No, it could be like just live it out here. It can accrue interest. You know, just live off the interest, man.
It was good shit. It was a good movie, man. I giggled. I had a good time. You know, it was fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt? What did you think of Ben and Charlie?
Well, I thought it was awesome. Anytime you could throw like a little comedy into the Western, you know, fucking love it. I mean, there's its own little genre, you know, because there's a bunch of them now.
Yes.
But yeah, anytime, especially spaghetti one. And the fights.
You got to figure that some of those guys' egos had to come with witty repartee.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on. You think guys like Doc Holliday, for instance, you think he shot? You think he didn't talk to you before he shot you?
Well, that's the thing. Some of these characters were real characters.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And they were being. I mean, that's the thing that's real fucking crazy is that people like Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp, they were basically having pulp novels written about them while they were alive.
Yes, while they were still alive. It's crazy.
So the mythology around them didn't spring up after they were gone. No, it sprang up as it was happening.
That was true living legend. Legend.
Yeah,
shit.
And you know what? They both had one really interesting thing in common, and I think it's why they were such close friends and why they were both so feared. They had one thing in common. They were not afraid of death.
Yep.
They gave zero fucks. And that's what made them such terrifying enemies to face.
Yeah.
Their story after story.
Yeah. Worried about you shooting back. They're shooting you. That's all they're worried about.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Like, oh yeah, you can blow my head off. Well, I guarantee you one thing: I'll fucking take as many of you cocksuckers with me as I possibly can. Yeah. So who's first? Step up. And that's the thing. When people can tell that somebody genuinely does not give a fuck, they're gonna 9 out of 10 times they're gonna back off, or they're gonna attack because they're that afraid for their fucking lives.
I'm gonna give Annie Oakley her props, but I'm gonna say any woman that was running a brothel in the Old West,
yes,
was beyond fucking tough and strong, and I mean,
yeah. And the thing is, it's like the brothel system, I think, is preferable to fucking having like street prostitutes, fucking human trafficking, all that fucking shit. Have a fucking brothel where people can go and fucking, do the nasty, and the women are taken care of and they're protected and they get to keep their fucking money. And in those old brothels, you got a little fucking too handsy with the girls. They would fucking have some big goons there to fucking sort your ass out. Do you know what I'm saying? No fucking serial killers just grabbing bitches and pulling them into cars and fucking killing them and dumping their fucking bodies. It's a fucking harm reduction, for fuck's sake. And of course, you've got like these beautiful old Spanish missions in the desert, which of course look just like the Spanish missions in the deserts of Mexico.
Yeah.
Them just straight up look like castles because it's over in Europe, a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's European architecture, of course.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning? It's already too late.
He's like, oh shit.
Here comes that bald-headed dude again.
Well, it's like you almost get the sense that it's just like he can feel them before he actually sees them.
Here comes that bald-headed dude again. We gonna kill him this time, Junior.
Yeah, that actor is let me see, what is his
Not
name?
Yul Brynner.
No. It's Luciano Catanacci. He's a guy that I always remembered best from some of the Mario Bava movies, specifically Kill Baby Kill, which is, I think, probably Bava's best movie. He plays the Burgomeister in that. In this, he's playing a character who has a Dutch name, evidently, but you just get the feeling from the way he dresses that he's Russian.
We was wondering why he's got the slave collar thing on. What the hell is that?
Charo.
It's Jack Black.
Well, it's one of the things I love about the fucking Spaghetti West is that all like the fucking cutthroats and shit, they're all individual characters. Do you know what I mean? They all have like their own look.
Style.
And they always have one of those Jack Black looking dudes with a big old mangy beard and wild hair and overweight, and, Yeah, that guy right there.
A big old machete.
And it doesn't do him a bit of good.
And yes, there's only ever been one Mexican to actually play a Mexican in a spaghetti western, and it's not that guy. Exactly. It's like, yeah, I got a gun, but it's in pieces.
Mm-hmm. They kind of picked the perfect time to walk in. He said, "Well, what about you?
Absolutely.
You gonna shoot him?"
Yep.
That's not funny.
Now this dude, Nello Pazzafini, he was Giuliano Gemma's homeboy. He was his best friend. One time they were going into Gemma's apartment building in Rome. And the guy, like the doorman or whoever, the guy at the desk was just like, what is it? Like Nello, you're much bigger. You're much bigger. How come whenever you fight Giuliano always kick your ass? right? Because of course Giuliano is always playing the good guy. Pazzafini here, Nello, his homeboy, always playing the bad guy. So this, I guess maybe this was one of those people that doesn't understand that movies aren't real. I don't know, right? But the two of them formed like a little made as a joke. Every time they would go into Giuliano's building, every time this guy was there, Giuliano would pretend to be Pazzafini's bitch, right? In other words, he'd kind of come in with like his shoulders kind of, shrunken.
Yeah, the body language of a he's my daddy.
Head, and like, get moving, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, get moving, bitch.
Hey, boss.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, the two of them were very close, evidently. Checking out that cash.
All that money.
Yeah, so of course they're thinking that these guys are bounty hunters. They ain't bounty hunters. They're fucking cutthroats is what they are. And they want to join up with them because they seem to think that they're competent and that they know what they're doing. And which they kind of don't.
No, they wing it. They wing it all the time. They just wing it. They don't know what
they just wing it. It's fucking Charlie like in one scene just jumping in, just like literally getting his hands on a gun, stealing a gun,
and robbing a bank.
And running out into the street and like breaking through the doors of a bank and just like doing like a ninja roll, and then like coming up with the gun and just like improv bank robbery.
And then he runs out. And then he runs out in the street yelling his partner's name, Charlie. Charlie, like in implicating him, right? And dude didn't have nothing to do with it, is like
the professional.
Now, spoiler alert, but
B, the movie's pretty old. I don't think
the movie's pretty old. The movie's
spoiled it.
Movie is pretty old. Movie is old as fuck. So I can
no spoilers.
Give it away. They don't die at the end. The thing is that when Montefiore wrote the screenplay, they did die at the end.
Really?
Yeah. So one of the things you understand when you're watching this movie, knowing that, is that this story, they die at the end because it was meant to be like Butch and Sundance, right? And so this was, like I said, not a comedy. It was like a serio-comic Western, comedy drama. However, they could not get anybody to fund the movie with an unhappy ending, which is odd because the Italians are cool with tragic endings in a way that a lot of other people aren't. They're like the Chinese a lot too, in the sense that the Italians and the Chinese, they wear their hearts on their sleeves. And
aren't the Italians the ones that make all the Shakespeare movies?
Not all of them. Franco Zeffirelli did Romeo and Juliet. Well, remember, the Italian film industry was booming at this time.
Well, that's the first thing that comes to mind outside of spaghetti westerns that came out of Italy was Romeo and Juliet.
Here's the thing. They were making horror movies. They were making westerns. They were making art films. Don't forget. You're talking about Federico Fellini, right? 8.5, La Dolce Vita, La Strada, Amarcord, classic after classic after classic after classic, right? So they were covering all the bases. And the thing that's cool, I remember hearing an interview with a guy that was growing up in Italy at the time, an English guy. And he said, when you went to the movies, there was no distinction. There were no grindhouses. There were no drive-ins. So you didn't have, the movies that you see in the art house theater, and then a different theater for like the smut, different theater for like the trash, a different movie for whatever, right? Instead, there was no division whatsoever, and that the Italian public evidently made no division whatsoever. So you would have people that would go see a Fellini movie, go see this, go see Hell of the Living Dead, or some other piece of like really vile trash. But yeah, Montefiore was really pissed, and they wanted him to change the ending, and he refused to do it himself. So he let the director Michel Lupo do it for him. That is to say, he was like, okay, well, I'll accept that you're going to change the ending, but fuck, I ain't fucking doing it.
Yeah, I ain't touching it.
Which is interesting, because normally, as a writer, I would always want first crack at rewrites, right? So I'd be like, okay, well, maybe I can end this in a way where they don't die, but they're still completely fucked, or something like that.
Right? I have to step in and introduce you real quick. If you don't know Sarah, Sarah's my favorite goth girl.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't say that. Yes. I'm single. You know me and my history with goth chicks. Dude.
Yes, I do. That's why I pointed it out.
Because then I'm going to be biased against her, because
No, you're not.
Look, what can I say? Yes, I dated a lot of goth chicks. Where else was I going to find chicks that were into like horror movies and swords?
Yes. And that's see what she said right there. See what she said right there.
And death metal and comic books and shit.
See what she said right there.
That's all good. You were welcome here, Sarah. Thanks actually for popping in. Everybody that's popped in. Muchas gracias. But it is interesting watching this movie after knowing that, like, because that's the thing. I always say you start with your ending as a writer, right? Because everything else is building up to this. So this whole movie is building up to them dying at the end. But that's not what you get. But I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it hurts the movie. I can understand why Montefiore was pissed off. I'd be fucking pissed off too, because I'd be like, that was the whole point. And I've seen movies before. I mean, that's the thing that was crazy, was that there are plenty of spaghettis where the heroes die at the end. But I think that they were afraid that they were going to like lose. That people were like, oh, they think they're going to watch like a Trinity movie. But no, it's meant to be more like Butch and Sundance, which is serio-comic. And they fucking bite it at the end. The fucking Mexican army just fucking turns them into fucking Swiss cheese. The end. So I'm guessing that the original ending of this, they probably had the Pinkertons catch up with them.
Oh, snap.
Remember, there's actually pretty famous Italian actor. I'm trying to remember his name now, of course. Let me look him up here. It is Giacomo Rossi Stewart. Gee, why wouldn't that just like why didn't that come immediately to mind? But he was an actor that was in a lot of the horror movies that were big before the spaghettis kicked in. And he's established as a character. He's the guy that's hunting them. Do you notice how he just disappears from the story?
Yeah.
Right? He disappears from the story. And which is always a sign of fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
When characters just disappear.
The producer stepped in.
Right. So I'm guessing the way that this ended in his original script was that 3% gets killed, and then they kill the cutthroats, and then it looks like they're good to go, that they're going to live, and then the Pinkertons show up and blast them. Or they go out guns blazing or whatever. But it's still a really enjoyable movie. I don't think that even comes close to ruining it. So, Matt, your ultimate verdict on
dude.
Ben and Charlie.
2 horns up, bro. You're always coming through with the westerns, man. The spaghetti westerns. You're always throwing down on the.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that's cool about certain, like I was telling this to my homeboy Chris. Chris, by the way, if you're watching, much love to you, brother. I was supposed to go hang out with him on Friday, and I forgot. I thought it was Saturday.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately.
So sorry about that. We will watch some fucking trash together soon, my brother. If you're out there watching, like he's like heavy into Italian horror, and now I'm like, he's interested. He's just like, oh, I want to start watching the Spaghettis. Oh, I want to start watching the Poliziotteschi. Those are the crime movies. Oh, I want to start watching the Peplums, right? All the other like
they're all
genres.
Fun. It's like a buffet, right?
Because they're all made by the same people and starring the same actors and shit, and they all have like that unique Italian flavor, right?
Yeah.
And they always were great at putting their own spin on a genre. And what's great is it's just like, oh, you want to get the Poliziotteschi's? Here, watch these 5 movies, right? You want to watch like the Spaghettis? Here are first all the Leone movies, right? And then here are like the 5 non-Leones, right? Or like here's 10. Here are the 10 that you can watch. Every single one will be a banger. See, we haven't gotten to the trashy ones yet because there's at least
dozens,
30 other at least like relatively solid movies. We haven't gotten into the sewer yet. The sewer, which makes me think next week may have to do some Bruno Mattei because I haven't unleashed Bruno Mattei on your ass yet.
Do it. I mean, are we doing horror next week or what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Fashizi.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I like the palate cleanser. You know what I mean? Like how we alternate.
For sure. Keep things fresh. And also, horror is my shit. Gotta always keep coming back to the horror. But I've had a lot of fun doing this stream and revisiting these movies because there's something about Spaghettis. I don't know what it is, man. That they're just good for the heart. I find. They are. There's just something. That's. I don't know if it's because I associate them with my childhood or
maybe a little bit. Good times.
I've just always loved them. Yeah. And the thing is like when I was a kid, there was like 5. And it's like now 5 out of like literally like 300 fucking movies, right? And now you go on fucking Tubi, and Tubi's been fucking not just dropping the fucking horror, man, dropping the fucking Italian movies in general, dropping the fucking Spaghettis, man.
Yeah.
But this one, oddly enough, the only place I could find a good copy of this was YouTube.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's the other thing too. Is like you got like these 4K Blu-rays coming out, and then you got mofos that are making rips of those 4K Blu-rays and then uploading them to the YouTubes.
Look at Burka's comment. Recommend.
Like my next son, Brian. I'm going with the blue. Oh, but it's all tongue-in-cheek? No, can't possibly fucking be. Dude, you're going to have to tell me that it's tongue-in-cheek. I can take a fucking ball busting, dude.
Blame Brian. I need to hear this. I'm going to need a copy of this. I'm just saying. I'm going to need a copy.
I'll start blaming some motherfuckers. My blame on
Brian.
So if there's one thing I appreciate, it's like a black belt level ball buster.
Oh, man.
And that's the thing too. It's like women really don't understand that about guys, right? That's how we show affection to each other, busting each other's balls.
Oh yeah, dude. Definitely.
Oh Jesus. But yeah. So I'm thinking next week we may have to do Hell of the Living Dead. We may have to get into the fucking cinematic sewer because there's some fucking tasty little fucking morsels of trash down there. And Bruno Mattei, he was like the a lot of people refer to him as the Italian Ed Wood.
Okay.
Thing is, his movies sometimes accidentally end up being kind of
good.
Good in quotation marks.
Charming, huh?
Well, just fun.
Yeah, that's
just
all.
Fun.
I mean, entertainment, bro.
Yes.
Having a good time.
Oh, dude, and that's the thing about the fucking Italians. Once again, it's just like if I could only watch movies from one country for the rest of my life, it wouldn't. I mean, it would just be like make a choice. I'd be like, you got time to think about it. Italy.
Yeah, really? Well, shit. I didn't know that.
Best
about you.
best westerns,
Makes
best
sense, yeah.
horror, best art films, right? And then even their fucking trash.
Yeah,
was
it's
tasty.
entertaining.
Even their garbage
Tasty
was
trash,
good.
bro.
It wasn't like anybody else's fucking garbage. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like this is utter fucking filth. Why is it awesome?
Yeah. Like, are you throwing this away? Let me
Yeah,
watch
no,
it.
well, because when they would roll around in the fucking in the mud, they would do it, I don't know, with a sense of panache.
Yeah. They do it with style.
They did it with style. Exactly. Speaking of style,
So just be prepared, people on Pilled, next Thursday when we come out with whatever Brian pulls from the bottom of the trash can.
Yeah.
Just be ready. Be prepared.
Might have to be RoboWar.
No.
RoboWar
From
is
garbage.
like a combination. Like now the Italians would do a combination, mix and match ripoffs of shit. You know, they do like they rip off like 4 movies in like one movie. RoboWar is a ripoff of RoboCop and Predator.
Oh, that's dope. I'm sorry. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's
I'm there, bro. Like that's like me some trash, you know? Like yeah, that's
like I said. Be ready
yourself
for
fucking
whatever Brian pulls out the trash can next week.
Yeah.
Garbage man is picking out or is dropping off the trash.
Going through the cinematic sewer, picking out those nice, lovely treats. Matt, tell everybody where they can find you and your kick-ass art.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. You guys could find me on socials at Batmerk. Matt Burke, same shit. Yeah, and then I have a YouTube channel called Metal Movies and Brewskis where I do reviews on those things. Also, I do a Saturday night show whenever I can. Midnight Eastern time. We talk about metal movies, Brewskis, comics, campaigns. Yeah. Sometimes people come on and talk about their stuff, monsters. You know, all the what's the word everyone likes to use now? Degenerate shit. Everyone's loving that. Everyone's loving that degenerate word now. That's the new.
Yeah, they sure are.
We're all fucking degenerate. It is, bro. It's like everyone. So yeah.
I've been part of D-Generation X for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
What's some pop? Tell everybody where they can find you, by the way.
We are on the Madness Comic Network, and the Madness Comic Network is on all the platforms. Just look for us. You can't miss us. You can't miss us. We got we're not doing a fourth wall interview tomorrow. We're doing a little something different where we go out and we call out places like Teespring, who just seem to have a problem delivering stuff the last month. We have people that ordered stuff from our Teespring store that have not received it, and we're going to go out and we're going to ask why.
Oh, that's cool.
Damn. Yeah, that's not good, dude.
Because shitty things like that shouldn't be happening to my friends, my people.
A little accountability action.
Yeah, so we're going to go out and we're going to ask why. Other than that, we got Monday Madness tomorrow. We have It's Freaking Figures tomorrow evening. Tuesday morning brew. It's all, I mean, the schedule just goes on and on. Brian, load that 30-second clip for me real fast in the media assets to the right.
Media assets. What? Oh, I can just
put it right down. Just scroll down to where it says video clips and just load it right in there, bro.
Okay, because I'm just seeing.
Because I want to play it at the end of the show with all the other commercials.
That's cool.
Ain't no good playing everybody else's, not playing yours.
I'm clicking on media assets, but it's this logo overlay. Oh, video clips. I want to
scroll down. Yeah, scroll down.
And how do I add a clip? Oh, there it says add video clip.
Add video clip.
Gee, that was a tough one to figure out. But yeah, I'm thinking. Oh God, and then I gotta have a new intro because Berkman did this movies with Brian thing. That's fucking funny.
You can load whatever you want in your studio, bro. Okay. That's the whole point of having a studio.
Right. Dropping that.
Your style, bro.
dropping that in there. And add another clip. And
I gotta start making some more shit for mine as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rethinking my whole YouTube game, right? I'm thinking about just doing shorts, not like shorts, but like 10-minute videos about like horror movies on streaming.
Yeah, no, that's dope. And like you're a wellspring of knowledge when it comes to like film.
I mean,
and other
I
things
can do
in
it in my
comics.
sleep.
So, yeah,
That's
so
I'm
you're
lazy.
actually
I'm lazy like that.
a little secret that's not a secret. YouTube rewards people that are given something. Okay, so if you're given knowledge, nuggets of wisdom, they're gonna.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing what they're doing now. Is they're putting out a lot of people with like 100 subs. They're putting them out there. They're actually doing that.
This is kind of what I would look at. I would look at doing like a short preview of what you're going to be talking about on Sunday night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do that.
You know what I mean? A couple of short previews during the weeks, telling everybody, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. You can watch a movie here. And then again, a little, like right before you do the show, like Friday before, and just, hey, remind everybody Sunday night, we're going to be out here. We're going to be talking about this. And then you give another little tidbit, something about the actors or whatever, I mean, your knowledge is deep. It's like 10 minutes would go by really fast. And you'd be like, I got so much more to say. Tune in.
Oh, God, yeah. No, I mean, because I wanted to start YouTubing and get comfortable doing it. And I figured, well, how can I do that? And I'm like, well, what can I talk about in my sleep?
Talk about stuff you love.
It's not something you aspire to. It happens to you. It just happens to you.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've been a fan since I was a little kid and a voracious reader, and had all my monster movie magazines and shit, and then books and all.
I used to come out here and just hold up a comic book and go, "Look what I got today." That's all I did, Brian. That's what we did in the Facebook group in the beginning. Yeah. That's all we did was show off what we scored recently. Look what I just brought home. Look what I got in the mail. That was the whole group. That's all we did. Look at it now. There's so much that it's expanded into. So, the shit happens to you.
It does. It really does. And Sarah S., I'm fucking butthurt because when I went to see Nosferatu, which is awesome, by the way, they didn't have like the popcorn bucket of the sarcophagus.
Yeah, I've seen that. They look pretty. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, really? What really fucking pissed me off and got me mad, crazy butthurt was when I went to see Terrifier 3 and they didn't have the Art the Clown Santa Claus popcorn bucket. I was like, what the fuck?
He said,
all I got was that stupid little fucking cup.
Yeah. It's kind of weak.
Bullshit. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe, ring a ding ding dong, the bell for notifications. And Matt, thank you so much for hanging out. Always a pleasure, my brother. And same to you, Pops, and same to you, everybody at home. And Pops, you gonna take us out?
Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick. And Sarah says she don't know how it would be watching horror movies with her because she laughs a lot. I guess it would be a lot like watching horror movies with me.
Yeah.
Sarah, we will hook you up so you can come watch the movie with us on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
You'll love it.
All right, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We're gonna play some ad type stuff.
Yes, and until then, peace.
I see the one. I don't see the other one. Where is Six Gun Gorilla?
It's probably still loading.
It's still loading? Okay.
It's probably still loading.
All right. Peace,
everybody. Peace.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic.